I don't care if you believe me. I wouldn't believe me either if I hadn't seen the footage with my own eyes. Or what's left of them. It was supposed to be a quiet trip. Just me and Jess, hiking the Colorado Rockies. We both needed a break from screens and city noise. And Jess had this thing about reconnecting with nature. So we went off trail, way out past Twin Lakes, where the trees crowd so tight together. They seem to whisper when the wind pushes through. We brought the usual: packs, food, a tent, and Jess's new toy. A motion-activated wildlife camera she swore would catch a bear or a mountain lion. She set it up facing our campfire, said it had night vision and infrared. It'll be fun, she said. The first night was uneventful. Cold, quiet, too quiet. Even the bugs kept their distance, like they knew something we didn't. We roasted marshmallows, drank cheap whiskey, and passed out under a sky so full of stars it didn't seem real. Next morning, Jess checks the footage, expecting a raccoon or maybe a fox. Instead, her face goes pale. She turns the screen to me. There's a man standing just outside the firelight, perfectly still. The timestamp reads 2:47 a.m. His skin looks wrong, smooth, waxy, like it's been stretched too tight. But it's the face that gets me. No eyes, just skin where they should be. No mouth either, just blank. We argued about it. I said it was probably a glitch, maybe a trick of the shadows. Jess said she was sure he wasn't there when she got up to pee. He'd have been 5 feet from me, she whispered. We should have left then. The second night we kept the fire going longer. Neither of us wanted to say it out loud, but we were scared. Jess barely slept. I kept the hatchet close. At dawn we checked the footage again. He was there. Closer now. Maybe 10 feet from the tent. Same blank face. Same lifeless stance. But now, his head is tilted, like he's listening or smelling. His body, it's not quite right. Like the joints bend the wrong way. Jess started crying when she noticed it. Said his arms were longer than they should be. I wanted to leave that morning, but Jess insisted we stay one more night. Set the camera up again, pointing toward where he'd been. She wanted to catch him clearly, said we need proof. That night, we didn't sleep. Just lay there, clinging to each other, the fire dying slow. The wind howled through the trees like it was trying to warn us. Sometime around 3 a.m., we heard crunching outside the tent. Just once. Then nothing. The next morning, the camera was gone. We found it 30 feet away, face down in the dirt, still recording. Jess loaded up the footage right there, and I swear, I'll never forget what we saw. At 2:47 a.m., the screen lights up. There's our tent, the trees, the firelight flickering out. Then, movement, not from the woods, from behind the camera. A hand reaches over it, pale, long-fingered. Then the camera shakes and you hear breathing. Ragged and wet, like something learning how lungs work. Then, his face, right into the lens. No eyes, no mouth. Just skin, pulled tight and twitching, like it's trying to remember how to smile. The video cuts to black. We left everything behind. Tent, gear, food. Ran like hell until we hit the road. I don't know how long we ran. Hours maybe. Felt like days. Jess doesn't talk anymore. She just stares at blank walls like she's trying to find something in them. Sometimes I catch her mumbling at night, over and over. He was behind the camera. I uploaded the footage, just once. Then I deleted it. But some nights, when I close my eyes, I see that smooth, eyeless face staring back through the dark. And every night since, I've woken up at exactly 2:47 a.m. because that's when he watches. And I don't think he's done with us yet. They call it Dead Lake, but no one really knows why. It's not on most maps anymore. Just a glassy patch of water buried deep in the Montana woods, where the air tastes metallic and the trees grow too close together, like they're eavesdropping. We were 4. Me, my brother Kyle, his girlfriend Mandy, and our buddy Rich. It was Kyle's idea, a digital detox. One last camp out before we grow up, he said. We drove 5 hours, hiked 2 more, and pitched our tents right at the edge of that silent, still lake. No birds, no bugs, no wind. The lake didn't even have a smell, which sounds weird, but you don't notice what water's supposed to smell like until it doesn't. The first night felt normal. Marshmallows, whiskey, a lot of dumb stories. But Mandy brought this night vision camera she'd gotten for her wildlife blog. Said she wanted to see if we could catch deer or owls or something cool. We went to sleep around midnight. The next morning, Mandy was watching the footage on her laptop. I was pouring coffee when she just froze. "Guys," she whispered, "come look." The camera had been pointed toward our tents. Nothing but stillness, trees swaying gently in the background. And then, at 3:11 a.m., all of us moved at the same time. We all blinked, in perfect sync. Even Mandy, who's a light sleeper. Even Rich, who sleeps like the dead. It wasn't just once. It kept happening. Every 90 seconds or so, blink. All of us, together. It gets worse. At 3:13 a.m., we sat up, again in unison. Our faces blank, eyes wide open, not looking at the camera, but straight ahead, at the lake. Then we all laid back down, like puppets. Mandy was freaking out, trying to explain it away. Muscle spasms, maybe, some kind of weird neurological thing. But no one could explain what happened the second night. We left the camera rolling again, this time pointing at the water. Around 3 a.m., Rich got up and walked straight to the lake. No hesitation. Steady, slow steps, like something was calling him. The rest of us, we stayed asleep. The footage shows him walking right into the water, waist deep, then chest, then gone. No thrashing, no bubbles, just vanished. We woke up to his boots still on shore, pointed at the lake like he'd stepped out of them. We called his name for hours. No answer, no sign. Mandy wanted to hike out and call for help, but Kyle insisted we stay. Said Rich probably got turned around and would show up any minute. That night, we didn't sleep. We kept the fire going, all of us too afraid to blink. At 3 a.m., the lake began to ripple. The camera caught it. Ripples moving inward, not outward. Like something was coming from the edges, toward the center. And then, we saw her, Mandy, standing in the middle of the lake, not walking, not floating, standing. Eyes wide open, arms by her sides, perfectly still. But here's the part that broke me. She wasn't blinking, not once. The footage runs for 20 minutes. Her eyes, they don't even twitch. And at 3:21 a.m., she sinks straight down, like she's being pulled by invisible hands. No struggle, no sound. The water flattens, glass smooth again. We left right after that. Didn't back, didn't speak. Just ran until we hit the road. Kyle won't talk about it. Last week I went by his place. Found him standing in the bathtub. Water up to his waist, eyes wide open. He wasn't blinking. He didn't even notice I was there. The last thing Mandy said before she disappeared was this: "The lake just wants you to look back." Whatever it is, it sees us. And the moment you blink, that's when it pulls you in. It was supposed to be a simple trip. Just me and my daughter Lily, 10 years old, missing her mom, who passed last spring. I thought a weekend in the Adirondacks might help us breathe again. You know, no phones, no emails, just firewood, stars, and the sound of water. We set up camp beside a narrow stream, maybe 10 miles off the main trail. No one around for miles, just forest. We laughed, cooked hot dogs, told stories. It felt good. Normal. I hadn't seen Lily smile like that in months. She brought this little GoPro she got for Christmas. Said we should film our own scary campfire video. I told some dumb ghost story about a haunted ranger tower. She told one about a witch made of trees. We laughed ourselves to sleep. That night nothing felt wrong. Not until we looked at the footage. The next morning, Lily wanted to edit our video before breakfast. I poured coffee while she watched. And then I heard her whisper, "Daddy, who are they?" I walked over. The footage was clean up until the fire started to die. Around 12:48 a.m., time-stamped. Then, things shift. Shapes, not animals, not people either. These figures move too smooth, too slow, crawling on all fours. Long limbs, no faces, just outlines, circling the tent. The weirdest part, we didn't react, not once. The tent actually moves at one point, like something leaned into it, and the GoPro mic picks it up. This soft brushing sound, like cloth on bark. But our sleeping bags don't stir. Lily said, "I think they were trying not to wake us." We both laughed, but it didn't feel funny. Later, I stepped out to get kindling and froze. The fire ring we built the night before was 15 feet behind us. We had pitched the tent next to it. I remembered. We toasted marshmallows right at the entrance. But now, the tent sat near the trees, like something moved it. I tried to stay calm. Told Lily maybe we set it up further back than I thought, but I could see it in her face. She didn't buy it. That night she was quiet. No stories. Just curled into her sleeping bag, facing the tent wall. I stayed up, flashlight in hand, waiting for something to move, but nothing did. Until morning. I woke up to the sound of Lily whispering. She sat cross-legged in the dirt, her back to me, staring at the woods, whispering in this soft, sing-song voice. I called her name. She didn't turn around. I touched her shoulder. She looked up and spoke. But it wasn't English. I can't explain it. Her mouth moved in these weird slurred syllables, like water running over broken stones. She smiled like she was telling me a joke. I tried to joke back, said, "Okay, what language is that?" She giggled, then said one word I did understand. Home. That night I packed everything and got us out. Didn't sleep, didn't stop. Back home I tried to get her to talk about it, but she says she doesn't remember anything. The whispering, the words, the footage, all gone from her head. But me? I wake up every night at 12:48 a.m. I hear her mumbling in her sleep. And once, just once, I caught her crouched at the foot of my bed, eyes open, smiling, speaking that same broken language.